Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Melissa and I'm so happy you're here today. With the start of a brand new year, I wanted to begin something really special with you, a new art journal series. This series is going to be all about creativity, reflection, and starting the new year with intention and not pressure. So grab your art journal, a cozy drink, and let's create together. This year, my art journal is going to be a space for letting go of perfection, documenting thoughts, prayers, everyday moments. I'm going to explore some texture, color, and just give myself some creative freedom. Each episode in this series will focus on a different theme. So I have a few items in front of me that I wanted to share with you. I picked these up to start this series. This first here is a book. It's A Year of Junk Journaling by Martina Calvi. And then I also picked up this journal from the washi tape shop. So I'm going to set the journal to the side and let's take a look at the book first. So I originally thought I wanted to do junk journaling, and then I researched more about junk journaling, and I really think more of what I want to do is art journaling. I like this book because it has a whole page of all kinds of prompts. It has 52 creative prompts. So I'm going to kind of use this as we go along for this series. And then today I'm going to start with the first prompt. And on the first prompt, it is all about yourself. So it's a portrait of you. It says to grab a photo and some pretty paper and just start creating. So this year I've chosen a word of the year, and my word of the year is bloom, meaning like becoming healthy, strong, both physically, mentally, growth potential, like unfolding into my best self and just growing through challenges and working on self-improvement and spreading happiness and shining brightly and just projecting that positive outlook. So that's what I want to do in this journal, and I searched high and low for a perfect journal. It was really difficult to find a journal. I found this one from the washi tape shop, and I really like the size of it. So I'm going to pull this out. I like the way it's packaged, really nice packaging. And I picked this one. I like the color. I really wish it would have been pink, but I do like the gray. But I was going for the features that it has. So this one has quite a few pages. The pages are pretty sturdy. So that was really what I was looking for. And I wanted this size, more like 5.5 by 8 size. A lot of the art journals I found were smaller in size. So I thought this was perfect. I went ahead and cut a piece of cardstock. It's a lightweight cardstock. And what I thought I would do is build my pages onto this cardstock and then glue them on. So that's kind of where I want to start with this. If I don't use this page, then I think I'll use like just a piece of pattern paper. So it's about 5.5. Maybe I could cut it 5 3/8 by, this is 8. So I could cut it, maybe just an eighth shorter to fit in here perfectly. And then I did take my corner rounder and just corner rounded the edges so that it'll fit in the book nicely. And I just plan to glue it down. So that is a look at my journal. Now I need some sketches to get me going. And I like that a cherry on top, their website each week has some new challenges. This week happened to be sketch number 56. And I'm going to focus on the one on the left, but it always has a double page spread. And this one, just has a 3x4 photo. It's got a couple layers here. When you print these out, the colors on these, they're kind of hard to see on camera. So I hope you could see that. I did already print my photo and I matted it on some white cardstock. And I thought this stamp set was perfect. This is actually from scrapbook.com, but it's called Blooming Sentiments. And the sentiment on here says, bloom bravely, grow graciously, flourish fiercely. I mean, that couldn't be more perfect for what I'm creating here in the intro, my first page in this journal. So I'm really, really excited. I have my mini Misty here, and I also have what do you call this tool? I forgot what it's called. The little sticky mat inside. So I can just put my cardstock down. Now I don't know what color that I want to stamp this in, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it set up in my MISTI. And then once I pick some pattern papers, then I can go ahead and stamp this. So we'll just get it ready here. It's also got the die that matches and cuts this out, so that's gonna be perfect. So I was really excited about this. Hopefully in this journal, I can do some sewing and play with some mixed media and get out my stamps and dies and all the fun things that I really like about creating. All right, I am determined to use up some of my supplies. I store my 49 and Market, like the items that I've received in those mystery boxes, in this giant box that I got at Michael's. And so I'm gonna go through here just quickly and look for maybe some 6x8 paper that I can use and some matching ephemera. It doesn't all have to be matching, so I'm gonna pull out these bright colors. My favorite color is pink, and I definitely think that my intro page should be a reflection of me and have this pink. So I'm gonna pull out this Kaleidiscope collection, and I also wanna use some washi tape or these tickets. You know, these boxes come with tickets and I rarely use those, so I think this will be a good opportunity for me to use some of these things that I get and play with them and see what I can do. All right, so I've landed on the Kaleidoscope collection, and you're never gonna believe this. This paper has the word bloom on it. Like, it couldn't be more perfect. It was meant to be. So I think I wanna move away from this white paper because you know the 49 and Market paper is really, really thick. So I think I wanna move away from having the white paper. Let me measure this again. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut my 49 and Market paper down to size. And so that way I can use it in the journal instead of like using double sheets. So I think that's gonna work. So I'm gonna cut off this side because I really like the side with the flowers and the birds and the butterflies over there. And I like that little design. So I think this is what we wanna do here. Now I'm gonna also pull out my corner rounder. That way I can round the outside corners, so the top and the bottom on the right. And whenever I use this corner rounder, I think I got this on Amazon, I like to flip it upside down to make sure I have it in there correctly. So I've got those punched. That's so pretty. Then I'll just save this white piece for maybe another page. But yeah, it's the same size, so that's perfect. And then with this, I just want to tear a piece. So I'm looking at the sketch and following along with the sketch. There's like a torn piece maybe. So I just want to tear this, and I want to tear it towards me to reveal that white core. But I want to make sure that the word bloom shows, not only just on the paper, but also on my layout. So I think this is a little too wide. So I'm going to bring back in my paper trimmer, and I'm going to trim this down just a little bit so I can get this to the right size. So, you know, this page has really just got me thinking on what I want to carry into this new year and what I want to do, what I want to work on. And this art journal is just going to be a way for me to think about those things while I'm creating. And, you know, there's no rules with these art journals. So, you know, it's just whatever you want it to be. It's for you. And so I'm reminding myself that this journal doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to be honest. And if something doesn't turn out the way, you know, that I thought it would be, then I'm just going to keep going. And if the page feels quiet, I'm going to let it be quiet. If it feels bold, I'm going to lean into it. So sometimes I think that the most meaningful pages are the ones that surprise us. Okay. So I have this stamped, and I just used some Distress Oxide ink here. I think that was picked raspberry. Of course, my stamp chamois is completely dry. So I sprayed a little water on there thinking it would work, but that's not going to work. So I'm just going to get a towel here and kind of wipe up my stamp. I've got stamp chamois. I just need to get them wet so that I can use them. I haven't done a lot of stamping recently. Now I'm going to put this back on the carrier sheet, and then I'm also going to get out the die and then run this through my die cutting machine. So I'll have this ready. And then what I want to do before I actually glue anything down, one of the things that I want to work on my skills is stitching. And so I want to get out my sewing machine and run this through my sewing machine, and just right where that like typed print paper is, I want to do some stitches, and this is a great opportunity for me to practice without, feeling like it has to be perfect. I apologize for this shaking camera. I'm not sure why my camera mount is shaking so bad today, but I do apologize. I will see if I can get that tacked down into place a little bit better. All right, these are the tickets that are in, I've got lots and lots of these in that 49 to Market box, so I want to use some. I did waste some here, but I want to just pull off a little strip, and I want to put that maybe behind the photo as well, so we'll see how that turns out. So now I have all of these things out and ready, so I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and work on this. Oh, I did run this through my die cutting machine first. I just want to show you that. Let me get this washi tape off of here, and we will get this ready to go to put on the page. So I've kind of got everything ready. Now I just need to do the stitching. Put this away. I'd like to know, do you put things away as you go as you're crafting, or do you wait until the end and put everything away? I kind of like to tidy things up as I go so that I don't have a giant mess. I usually put everything in a pile and then go put it away at the end. Oh, and you cannot forget, when you have that sticky mat in your mini Misty, you have to put that little protective coat on there. Okay, here's all my pieces. I'm kind of thinking this will kind of go sideways like that, but let me go to my sewing machine first, and then we can do the fun part is start putting this page together. But I think I want it to go something like this. Super cute. I love that title. I cannot believe I had a stamp and a piece of paper that both say bloom, and that is my word that I chose. It's meant to be. Okay, so before I take it to my sewing machine, I'm going to add a little bit of wet glue. I've heard that if you use your tape runner and then you take it to your sewing machine, that it'll gum up your needle. So I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue like in the center, because I don't plan on putting any stitches there. I'm going to trim off the edge here a little bit, square this up, and now I'll take it over. And I do have black thread in my sewing machine, so I think that's going to look really nice. All right, here it is. I love it. I did like a decorative stitch on one side, and then something happened. I don't think the tension was right on my sewing machine, and then I got that weird looking stitch, but that's okay, right? Because there's no mistakes. It's all just, I have the creative freedom in this journal. Before I put my stuff back in my 49 to Market box, I saw this in the Kaleidiscope collection from 49 to Market, this frame. And I wasn't originally planning on putting a frame over this photo, but I like the way that looks. I like that big pop of green. Fun fact, I have a bright green car. Yes, I can't believe I'm admitting it on camera. My daughter is so embarrassed of it. She refuses to go anywhere in my car because it's so bright lime green. So that's just a little something about me. I love bright colors. So yeah. And then the picture that I chose, this is me on, let's see, a couple weeks ago. Well, right after Christmas, my son bought me this shirt for Christmas. He mailed it to me, and it's my Kitty Pepper. So he took a photo of my Kitty Pepper and had it made into a shirt, and oh my gosh, I love it so much. So, and then it was funny because my daughter Tatum had said, I want a Pepper shirt. So everyone in our house wants a shirt of Pepper now, but I love it. I think it's super cute. All right, so, and I think the frame, that's a good idea. So I've got the frame on here. I've got the tickets kind of glued down wonky. And now I'm just going to add my little stamped title here. And instead of adding foam or anything, I don't want this to be super thick in my album. I'm just going to glue this right onto the frame. So I'm going to put a little glue here, and we will tack that down. And then I found this little word up here. I'm going to add this little wordy bit to the page. I like that. And then I'm thinking maybe this butterfly too. I don't want to make double layers, so I think I'm just going to add the butterfly to the bottom. We'll add a little wordy bit up here. And that brings in a little bit more of that green, so it looks like it belongs. And then I'm going to put this butterfly, we'll put it here because I don't want to cover up the other butterfly on the page. And then I thought about using this heart, but I think that's going to be too much. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm almost finished here. I'm going to get this glued into the journal. And you know, this band, this was in my 49 and Market box, and I finally figured out what these are for. These are like to hold your journal closed. So I'm going to keep this with my journal, and that way if it gets too bulky and it won't close, then I will be able to use that closure. So I'm going to get this glued in, but as I'm doing this, I hope this page has inspired you to start or continue your own art journaling journey this year. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. New art journal pages will be coming. I haven't decided on the frequency yet, if it'll be weekly or bi-weekly or monthly yet. But leave me a comment. Let me know, are you choosing a word of the year? Are you starting a new creative practice in the new year for 2026? Just leave me a comment and let me know what you think. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. I can't wait to create more with you in this new year. If you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me on those platforms as well. I will leave links to all these products down below in the description box. And I always appreciate when you shop my links, as sometimes I earn a small commission, and that's at no extra charge to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.